Yo, what is going on, my dudes? As always, my name is Mr.CuttThroat and welcome to my review on the Division 2. Now, what I will say straight off is that this is just more of a Division, but better. I was a big fan of the first installment, so I'm going to love this no matter what. If you did hate on the first game, this may not win you over, but I would definitely give it a try if you are still a bit unsure. You never know, you may actually prefer this one. But that being said, this is still a live service looter shooter style game, and if you're not into that, then you may not be into this. To begin, in this video I've only included some random gameplay clips in my review, as I don't want to give too much away in case you decide to go out and pick it up for yourself. Also, I am playing on PC with the settings set to high or ultra, however due to YouTube's video compression that may be difficult to notice. I have also played this in PS4 Pro and it still looks incredible on the console. So this time, the staging area is set in Washington DC instead of New York City. I won't go into too much detail, again as to avoid spoilers, but the Division agents respond to a distress call coming from DC, hence why you're here. This is claimed to be a 1-to-1 scale of DC. Now, I've never been to DC, so I can't comment, but if that's true, it's bloody awesome and props to the devs for getting that in. What I will say before I go into much more detail in my review, this game is massive, absolutely huge, and it requires a lot of time. I've managed to get in about 20 hours of gameplay, only including clips from the start of the game, like running around the streets, etc, starting missions, that good stuff. But you have to put a lot of time into this game to get the most out of it. So, you begin with your character creation. It's still not the best, but there are definitely a few more notable changes this time around. Right away, as you jump in, you will definitely feel the difference in how your character handles. It's more fluent, it doesn't feel like you're over encumbered, which is pretty nice. It feels like you have a bit more control. Your base of operations this time around is in the White House, which is pretty badass. This has the usual stuff: buy, sell, crafting tables, and the projects table, which I will come back to in a little bit. Going forward from there, I feel that whatever they didn't get right in the first game, they managed to figure out this time around. The game looks and feels so much more. Instead of snow and darkness, which I did like, you have a much brighter and more lush looking environments. The streets of DC are overgrown, with wildlife taken to the streets, running around. It definitely does a good job of making you feel that you're in a post-apocalyptic city. The world is filled with social hubs, which are filled with NPCs who ask you to go out into the world and collect resources. Remember the projects table in the White House? Well, these are linked to your safe zone, safe points, safe hubs, and when you complete a resource management project, it will award you with new blueprints. New NPCs will also give it more missions, along with getting your character XP. These do require a lot of work, but they do a great job of making you feel rewarded for completing them. These can be found by taking over a control zone, then speaking with the main officer and giving them your spare resources. Control zones are areas, well, controlled by a large group of enemies. You go in and initiate the takeover by attacking someone in the zone. You can also call for backup in the way of shooting a flare into the air. This will call in any nearby friendly NPCs to assist you, but time this just right as they are running to you in real time from somewhere during a patrol on the map, so they can take a minute or two to get to you. Once you defeat the smaller enemy types, a big boss will arrive and you can take a bit of work on getting him down, but once you do, you get access to a supply room, and this is filled with some pretty decent loot. After all that, you now have control of this zone, area, whatever it may be, and that's when you can start the resource management that I just talked about. Now, let's talk about enemies. Enemies are still pretty much bullet sponges. A headshot will not grant you a one-hit kill, same as the previous Division, but there's more feedback this time around. With the way the enemies react to being shot, to the way your gun feels when you fire it, enemies have weak points, and it does another good job of making you feel good and badass when you take down one of the big bad bosses, as they do require a heck ton of magazines for you to put them down. You also get feedback in the way of armor breaks, which cause the enemy to stumble while running, which is pretty. It just makes you feel like you're definitely weighing them down. Now, that being said, enemies get much tougher as you progress. The higher the level you are, the tougher the enemies will be. But that being said, the reward is much greater. Now let's talk about the guns. The guns have been reworked from the ground up in the way of how they feel when you shoot them and how they sound. I don't know, it's just really satisfying to unload the magazine after magazine. This is just my personal preference. They still have the same features as the previous game, attachments with different levels, perks making your gun all that more powerful. As I said, as you progress, the game gets tougher, and once you reach that end game, you get to pick from a class, which will then come in handy when the end game enemies come into play, the Black Tusk. Now, I haven't gone up against them myself, but apparently they are the real deal in terms of toughness. Now, I haven't done much in the way of PvP, but there's a new matchmaking mode called Conflict, and I believe it's like capture the objective, etc. Now, Dark Zones, pretty much what you expect. Get in, get loot, extract it, get out, but something new. Division 2 has developed the rogue system so that it offers more for those itching for some PvP with a payoff. There are a number of new mechanics added to Dark Zones, especially for the purpose of turning you rogue. You also get something for your trouble in these scenarios, so it's calculated decisions weighing up the level of risk reward that you're willing to indulge in. One of these changes are the introduction of rogue statuses. This is a 3-tier system. The 3 tiers include Rogue, Disemboweled Rogue and Manhunt Rogue. When one player goes rogue, everyone in their squad goes along for the ride, so be sure to check in with your teammates before committing any acts that will change your status, or party up with people who definitely won't go rogue. Manhunt Rogues can clear their statuses at one of 3 terminals that will appear on the map. Upon reaching the first one, they can choose to clear their status or increase their notoriety. This is increasing the level and bounty for a chance of better rewards. The statuses can be cleared at either of 2 remaining data stations. There's a lot more detail on the new rogue system which I can't cover. So anyway, all that being said, the Division 2 is a fantastic game, and if you enjoyed the first one, I definitely recommend picking this one up. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'm sorry if I went on for a little bit and kind of sounded very monotonic at the end there, but if you did enjoy this, please hit the like. If you want to see more content, then please consider subscribing. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, till next time, take care.
Agent requesting backup.
Looks like there's some kind of bridge across the alleyway.
Check it out, Agent. There might be a way to access the OD office.
What the fuck's going on out there? I've told you before, I can't work with these interruptions!
Keep your head down and your shorts untwisted, Malik. We'll take care of this. You think that makes you tough?
nearby.
This mag is spent.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Fucking prayers.
Loading now. I can cover you.
Bastards are heading this way.
Get out!
Access key detected.
This fucking sucks.
Build the city they want. But
Shit! I can see them coming for me. Can't believe it. I've got to reload. They've been hit.
Hostiles detected.